Well, I'd better start by checking the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed in a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body. Could it really be Kyoko? Or... I have no choice. I have to investigate. I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime, back to the garden. Great. Monokuma file has been added to the truth billet. Truth billets? No, ballots or whatever the fuck I was about to say. Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that might be important from one end to the other. I just need to do what I always do. Check out the knife first. There's a knife lying on the ground. Is this? It must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. But the force of the explosion must have thrown it over here. The Monokuma file said the knife went all the way through the body, from the front to the back. Does that mean that this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. Wait, is this? That's it. It's the knife the person was holding. This is getting really weird. There are just too many strange coincidences. Whoever the person in the mask that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And the same knife was used to stab the same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked me, I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife, and then maybe I... And if this really is Kyoko, it would mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me. But why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way. Knife at the crime scene. These look like fragments of something. They're burnt, but I can't really be sure. They're all burnt, I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like this before. But where? Wait, was it there? I have to double check that later. Fragments near body. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll find out for sure if it's Kyoko or not. Huh? There's something weird about this body's fingernails. Oh, these are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they'd get in the way of normal activity. Fake nails. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is that a tattoo? it got burnt, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like the picture of a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. Tattoo on the right hand. The upper body got set on fire in the explosion, so it's totally blackened. Also, the top half of the body is wet. That's because it got set on fire and I threw water on it. Since I only threw water on the part that was on fire, the top half, the bottom half is still dry. In other words, there's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Ew, look at that picture. Okay, abdomen. The white jacket the victim's wearing got totally burnt up. There's only one little piece left. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. Which explains why the bottom half isn't wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? There kind of is. This is a panel that controls the sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Huh? Hold on. So the sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? Then, if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place. Oh, okay. I remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. I count 4 chickens. Huh? 4? What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, do you remember how many chickens there were in here? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. We're 1 short. Huh? So, that's so weird. I wonder when it disappeared. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What are we going to do? Going down from 5 to 4 is going to have an impact on the structure of the world. It's just like a jigsaw puzzle. Even if a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hiro and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Chicken coop, chickens, okay. Just to be sure, I should take a look inside the tool shed. This room is dusty and disorganized. In other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? I should probably look into that. It could be related to the case. The top half is wet, but the bottom is covered with mud and grime. Oh, the top is wet and covered in mud and grime, but the bottom is totally clean and completely dry. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. Tarp. There's one thing that concerns me. Okay. Is that it? There's something carved into the handle of this pickaxe. Oh, okay. I didn't think it was related to the case. No harm in checking though. I don't think I've checked everything here yet. Great. Let's just talk to the others then. Listen, Makoto. Do you remember how the body looked, you know, before it blew up? If I remember right, it was wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Also, the knife was sticking out of the stomach and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood in the body was still wet. Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But for how much blood there was in the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it. Wow, thanks! That was such a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you too. Body before the explosion. Yo, Toko, what up, bitch? So, who does the body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't wanna faint anymore. Byakuya? Good timing, Makoto. I wanted to talk to you. What did you want to talk to me about? I'd like to hear your alibi. Alibi? Correct. I'd love to hear about where you were after nighttime last night. Oh, well, I was sick, so I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with this? Isn't it obvious? This murder took place after nighttime. How can you be so sure of that? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Hiro's been spending most of his time in the garden for the last few days, so I figured he'd be in here. And I can confirm that when I arrived there was no body here. So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime, after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, Hina and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all four of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko. And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well. But you never came to the door. So where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth. I was in my room. But I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be quite the disadvantage here. I'm not the only one without an alibi. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? Byakuya's account. Thank you, Byakuya. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay, and... Oh, well, I was thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Monikuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed to the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was that? Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, we left the gym just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. That's right. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock. Now that you mentioned it, I think you're right. So I think we can say for sure that the body was found at 9 AM. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. When the body was found. I think I've checked everything I need to in this area. But I'm not done yet. There are other areas I'd like to check. Specifically, that fragment I found before. There's somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions. I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Is that corpse really Kyoko? If that's true... What? Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? If I can find out more about her, maybe I can answer that question. Kyoko was never the kind of person to talk about herself all that much. Maybe I can get into her. Maybe if I can get into her room, I'll be able to find out more. But the key to her room... I will simply limit your options. I can't allow you to engage in any further suspicious activity. Limit my options. Give me the key to your room. I don't have a choice. If I want to, I have to see if he'll let me borrow her room key. Hey, Byakuya? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it later at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then, will you go with me? Sorry, but I have my own agenda to take care of. Find me again later and we'll see. Depending on my mood, I may go with you, or I may not. Come back later, huh? Okay, then in the meantime, I should look around somewhere else. Maybe I should check out that one area. Alright then, let's go check out that one area. Map. And yeah. Let's go then. Monokuma is laying dismantled on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here. I just found something. What is it? It's what? A bomb. There's one installed in every Monokuma robot, I'm sure. A bomb? And that bomb went missing. There's no doubt about it. The fragments I found in the garden. Fragments near the body. Okay, now that I've checked everything else I can think of, all that's left now is Kyoko's room. I should head back to the garden and ask Byakuya. Great! Oh wait. There we go. Yo, Byaku cunt. So, you think I can go you think you can go soon, Byakuya? You wanted to check out Kyoko's room, right? Very well, let's go. Ah, wait for me! Byakuya walked off without a second glance, and I hurried after him on our way to the dorms. Well then, here we go. Byakuya took out the key and slid it into the keyhole, and then... and it's open. Looks like it. Thanks.